Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is Michael Andrews with the ML Andrews Firm. In fact, the website is www.mlandrewsfirm.com. We come to you with more information to let you know that you have rights. There are secrets that exist that they don't want you to know about that can help you speedily recover from your problems. The slowest method is to be able to remove things. The best thing you can do is to have the negative items removed from your credit and the positive ones added on. Sometimes we feel guilty because we know that we may have gone through things, people have experienced hardship, and we completely understand that here at the ML Andrews Firm. We want to be the champion for the consumers. So let me draw an analogy for you. Let's talk about someone who has literally done damage to their credit. They've done damage to the credit. But we know that 70% of all, over 70-some% of all people have some type of negative item on the credit that shouldn't be, all right? So when you look at that yes, some people have done some wrong, but they haven't done everything wrong. So I want to draw two analogies for you so you can comprehend and understand how we use the power of the law on your side. So two analogies that I want to draw from you. The first one is, let's say you were guilty of speeding. No doubt about it, no question. You have a heavy Fred Flintstone foot and you keep that foot on that gas pedal, all right? You're guilty of speeding, and that goes without doubt. But you're not guilty of hit and run. And then you've been accused of hitting someone's car and then running, and you have no evidence that even implements you in that situation. All they have is the vehicle is the same color of your car. And maybe they even have the license plate number that's there. Now, even though they've been gained with that information, then what comes to question is, how did they get the license plate? They could have got it from anywhere. They could have got it from public record. They could have seen the car going down the street. And yes, it's the color of your car, but they have to prove it. The burden of proof is upon them. And you can challenge that in so many different ways. All right. So that doesn't mean that you're guilty and you know you're not guilty of that, but you feel guilty like, well, I am guilty of this. But no, they need to be able to prove that. That is a process that we call DV, or now that's just called V, which is a validation process that is very powerful. And just because they have your social security number, they have your address and this and that, that is not proof enough that you have done that. There's a thin line between people making an assumption and evidence, all right? But that thin line is very strong, and we use that strength to be able to prove it, not just with credit repair, but also with the evidence. Let's see if I could draw another analogy for you here in a minute, and that's this here. Let's say you did something wrong, and what you did wrong, evidence is in your house. And the officers feel very passionate about that, and a lot of them do such great work. And they decide that what they want to do is to go into your house without presenting the information that they have before a judge who will grant them a search warrant. And they go in and they truly find the evidence and you're truly guilty. Absolutely. But guess what? There's a problem. They violated your right because they did not have a right to go into your private residence without evidence that it was there based on an assumption and do what they've done, even though you are considered to be guilty. Well, they violated that law, and based on that legal technicality, that gets you off. We want you to understand with the FCR, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there are things that exist in the law that benefit you. I tell people you can do all this yourself, but you need to put in the hours, the education, and all of that. But you don't know everything as it pertains to the law. So let the professionals do that. But once you get the negative off, you are going to need positives. And the first thing that I suggest to people, go to family members, make sure that they really pay their bills and they pay their bills on time. And not only do they pay their bill on time, that they have a low balance on their credit card and they can be trusted in that manner. Because if not, then the negativity that will happen through the authorized user will be upon you. So here at the ML Andrews Firm, which you can reach us at www.mlandrewsfirm.com. It's easy. You will see emails that are there, or you can call us on our toll-free number, which is 877-283-7476, or the local number 682-323-0015. Or you can email me at mlandrewsfirm at the mlandrewsfirm.com. I answer all emails. I try to take all calls. We give free consultation because we want to empower the people, that you can spread the word to also empower other people. It's not always about whether or not if you do it right or not. The law states you can challenge anything in your credit, and they have to look at it, and it costs them money to look at it. But we are all about finding out the laws that they have violated, because most collection agencies are notorious for breaking laws. And when they break laws, you pay the price, because you're paying up all this absorbent money. Interest rates is still going on, and maybe the interest rate should have stopped some time ago, knowing how to be able to do the proper negotiation with that. So we want to show you how that your rights are violated, even sometimes if you're guilty or if you're innocent. Give you a prime example. There's been so much that's been going on in the media and that have exposed bad officers. Every officer is not bad. There are so many great officers, and some that I know and some that are in my family. Well, let me tell you this here, that a good officer goes by the law. Bad officers don't. There are good companies, there are bad companies, but they're so relaxed because they figure the consumer does not know. So what we want to do is to empower you with that, to educate you on that process of being able to do so. That one, just like the bad officers, when they're caught on tape and they're beating somebody that's handcuffed, they don't deserve to be an officer, and we need to eradicate them away from the public, because they're supposed to be citizens on patrol, because they're a citizen as well. Well, guess what? We want you to be able to save money, to have a lower interest rate, to go to the car lot, get 2%, no money down, to be able to get the credit cards that you want. But we also understand that there's an economic component that's there, and that's a part of the factoring in when they looked at the DTI, the debt to income ratio, that can affect you in what you can purchase. So you may be limited in your power, but this is such a large industry. As I've said so many times, we have agent affiliates that are there. We have so much information for even our clients that can look in the portal. You haven't heard me talk a lot about the firm, that can look into the portal and see the updates and what's going on their behalf, because we want them to become winners. You didn't get in your trouble overnight. You may not get out overnight. There are so many different ways that are there. There's the credit repair deal, which is the traditional letters, information in letters, but you have to know which letters to put where. Just because you have a pain in your body doesn't mean you need surgery on your foot. It could be you have rotator cuffs that are problems, or wrists, or tendons that have been there, or pulled a muscle. There are other resolutions. And then just because that you have something negative on your credit doesn't mean that you are a bad person. But what it means is you do need to fix your problem, and you need to fix that today. You can do it yourself, or you can have someone else to do it. We're happy to do that. We do talk in closed forums to people to be able to allow them to know. So I wanted to just give you a brief deal as I was thinking about that, sitting here in my office. I just stepped out on the balcony just to look around, and I thought, I'm like, wow, some people don't understand that they have a right, and that right is their right. They just need to stand up for that right. So look, thank you for tuning in again. Once again, it's www.mlandrewsfirm.com. There is a lot of helpful information that's there on the site, a lot of helpful information. We have a couple of videos there also that you can look at. If you look up under the FAQ, you can also see videos that's there under the FAQ, and the videos that's there under the FAQ you will discover will answer most of your questions, and you can look at it, and it's a process. It is a process, we tell people, and we want to help them with that process so that they learn to appreciate it and to educate them on that. And anything that we need to help with, document preparation and all, we believe in building a long-term relationship. and helping people to help other people as well. So thank you once again for tuning